What is up, Drew? It's Gajo. How's it going, man? So we're talking about flipping alternative modes around, I guess. Yeah, that works. But I'm not going to follow the same premise. See, I mean, because basically what we're saying is that the Megatron and Decepticons will be grounders and everybody else will be flyers. And then like a mix in between, you know. So that's not really what I wanted to shoot for. If you notice, a lot of the Decepticons are more like objects or like necessity type things, and then the Transformers are just glitz and glam and cars, you know. Like Megatron's a gun. His purpose is to just amplify his awesome power. In his robot mode, he's stronger than he is in his alternative mode, but in his alternative mode he can give his power to somebody else, so that's pretty cool. Why not do that to Optimus Prime? Now, like, I don't know how it would work, but you could definitely make Optimus Prime turn into a gun. That'd be funny. He could turn into like some sort of shotgun or rocket launcher or some crap like that. Or, I don't know, maybe his hands will like morph into it, kind of like Megatron did in the first movie, you know. Instead of turning into a turret, he just kind of like puts his hands together, forms a gun, and it's big, and he shoots. It's pretty sweet. Kind of like turns into a turret type thing, but it was more along the lines like he just formed his big gun, and that was pretty cool. But I mean, in all reality, Drew, I have to say that I think it wouldn't have ruined anything, because as long as they provided a proper character for them, I wouldn't really care. Like, Power Glide is an Autobot. I like Power Glide, and he's a flyer. That's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of Autobots that can fly, like Skylynx. I like Skylynx, even though he's kind of a douche. Still, he's cool. You know, fuck it. I mean, there's a lot, like, Omega Supreme. Omega Supreme's a interstellar flyer. He's pretty cool. So, like, in all reality, I think it would have bothered me, because the Autobots started out all simple in their cars and, you know, whatever, and now they're now it's like they've expanded into the objects and the other weird things, where the Decepticons were like very, very, very stealthy, discreet, you know, planes and boomboxes and cameras and guns. So basically nothing too out of the ordinary. I don't know. But in my mind, I would have to say that if you flip-flop like your five like kind of like underlings to Optimus Prime, like Ratchet and Ironhide and Jazz and Bumblebee and Mirage and Trax, Wheeljack, and if they were all Seekers or some type of jet, and then the Seekers like Skywarp, Starscream, Thundercracker, so the main three, and then maybe Dirge and Thrust and the white guy, I forget his name, right off the bat, Jetfire I think, or whatever. Those guys, I would have to say, would have to be pretty cool cars. Like, they'd have to be like all like NASCAR cars or all Indy cars or some all type of the same car, you know, because the Autobots would all probably be different types of jets, maybe a helicopter, because it was the diversity that was more along their lines. I mean, yeah, they're all cars, but Jazz was like kind of a sports car, and Megatron, or Jazz was a sports car. Bumblebee was kind of like just like a little putt around, scoot about. Wheeljack, he was a race car. He was more like a Alps type Indy, like mountain race car, magic, like, you know, drift. drifting type car, up like rally car. Yeah, rally. That's the name I'm looking for. He's more of a rally type car. And then Mirage is a Indy type F1 racing type car. Optimus Prime's a truck. I mean, they all have purposes. Ratchet and Ironhide. Ratchet has more of a purpose as a mini type van than Ironhide does in all reality, because he's a medic. So that makes sense. He's like an ambulance. You know, go figure. So that's why I'm saying, like, okay, I get it. I totally understand it now. I understand it. That they made him that way because, you know, I mean, I don't know, like, I guess the car matched the personality, like tracks and all that. But I mean, I don't know, it's kind of, I'm finding it hard to accept the vice versa. So I guess I wouldn't be for that in all reality. I don't know if it would have ruined Transformers for me, but I would have probably been allied differently, or maybe I would have been just kind of like the guy who doesn't really ally himself. He just likes the random ones. I don't know. But either way, Drew, it just makes it hard to think, because I can't. I mean, the only thing that I would just really get my shits and grins is Optimus Prime's not a sword, or well, no, okay, Optimus Prime's not a gun, but he's a sword and a shield or something like that. Like, wouldn't that make sense for him to have, like, or I mean, or he turned into a rocket launcher or some crazy like big weapon? I mean, that in my mind would make sense. I don't know. Other than that, this is Gageo with freaking 5 Awesome Transformers guy video response. Peace.